Hey, this is Graham English. Welcome to Logic Studio Training. This is our beginner series, set of tutorials for people who are new to Logic or experienced users who really want to brush up on the basics and really master the fundamentals. And today we'll be talking about creating tracks, multiple ways to create tracks. And when you're a beginner, usually the best way to do things is with dedicated buttons, and fortunately Logic has some buttons for you right here to create new tracks. This plus button couldn't get more obvious. Click it. It gives you options. Do you want to create a multi-timbral instrument, or not just a single timbral instrument, a singular instrument? Do you want to create an audio track? And then you have these options: mono, stereo, surround. You can choose the input. This is based on your sound card. The output, where do you want it? Do you want to go to an out or to a bus if you already know that? Most of the time, the default is what you want, except for choosing mono or stereo. And maybe we want to create two tracks. We know that we're going to be recording a guitar player and a bass player, both in mono. There we go. Now we can automatically have these record enabled for us, so we're good to go. We can have input monitoring. This allows us to hear what's coming into Logic, and it'll come out of our speakers. A lot of times we want that depending on your sound card settings. But right now I'm just going to go for this, and I'm going to create two new audio tracks. And here they show up. Audio tracks 1, audio track 2. Now there's obviously a shortcut for creating new tracks. So I go Control Command N. Pulls up the dialog, same thing. This time we'll do an external MIDI track. So if you've got MIDI that's external, like a Kurzweil or a Roland or a Korg keyboard or something like that, and you want to use the sounds from that external MIDI, this is what you would choose. And there it shows up, and we have all of these wonderful library presets for something like a GM device, or depending what you already have installed in your system, it might automatically find GM devices or MIDI drivers for you here. I'm sorry, MIDI instruments for you here in your library. Now there's other ways we can do this. We want to create new tracks. We go to the track menu here in our local menu bar, and we can go new. But we have other options here. We can go new with next MIDI channel, and that's what I've done. So you see this MIDI channel right here is channel 1, whereas this is MIDI channel 2. Might be useful for some settings where you want to create a bunch of tracks. We go back up here, new with next channel strip instrument. If I select that, it selects the next MIDI channel strip from this GM device that we've been installing, that we've been creating. So here's GM1, GM2, GM3. If I were to do another, obviously it's going to go GM4. We can create one with the same channel strip instrument. So now we have two of these GM4s. So we can have two separate region-based tracks, regions within these tracks here, controlling different functions of the same external device. That's pretty cool. So there's other ways, and as you see, there's shortcuts associated to each one of these. So if you find yourself using one of these a lot, it helps to memorize that shortcut. But obviously, the option Command N, this shortcut here, is one you'll use frequently. And finally, one really cool new way to create tracks is to double-click on this empty area right here, and whatever's selected, it creates a new instrument with the next channel strip or MIDI setting. So if I am selected on the audio 2, and I double click, I get myself an audio 3. If I want an instrument number 2, double click, I've got instrument number 2 right here. And we can move these around. It's no problem, just drag. Then we've got everything organized just the way we want it. So that's creating tracks in Logic Studio, and you'll find unique ways that are good for you. But definitely, it's important to know all of them, and it's important to be as fast as possible, because a lot of times in our industry, time is money. So if the faster, you're not wasting time creating tracks. That's the most basic thing. So if you can get that down very fast the minute you open a new project, start creating tracks, fast. Even practice this for open up 3 new projects, practice this, and in 3 times you'll have every option available to you, and you'll know exactly what to do when you want to create new tracks. And you'll be fast, keep clients happy, and ultimately make more music, which we want to hear. So go ahead and get to making that music because we want to hear it. So thanks for watching. See you next time. If you're really serious about becoming a Logic Studio power user, drop what you're doing and head to logicstudiotraining.com. We've got hours of Logic Studio tutorials for beginners like you've seen here, and some really advanced stuff to take your music to the next level. See you there.